Jon Gruden suing the NFL, Roger Goodell, the Washington football team. What do you think of that?
Well, he has no choice, Mark. He had signed a 10-year contract at $10 million a year, which amounted to $100 million. Now it's going to be taken away. It seems like everybody sues everybody nowadays, but he really had no other choice, Mark. He's going to try to vindicate himself. He's going to try to resurrect himself. You know, he had a great career at ESPN before he left. I just don't think he has any chance. I don't know if he has a chance to win, but he has no other option except to sue.
Is this the last year that we're going to see Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson together in Seattle?
Well, I think what has to happen, Mark, they have the same general manager and they had great success. I think that, remember this, the first thing they do is they criticize the quarterback. Then they criticize the coach. Then they criticize the owner. And so the owner will usually get rid of the coach before it gets down to him. But to me, I think the general manager, and I know Pete Carroll, he's had great success everywhere he's been. You aren't going to tell me all of a sudden he's not a very good coach. You have to sit down and say, what went wrong? You figure out what went wrong and how are you going to correct it. When he gives you those two satisfactory answers, I think you have no other option except to go with him. And let's remember a guy named Bieber, who was a coach at Virginia Tech. His first 6 years, Mark, he had a losing record for Virginia Tech, stayed with him, and just had a great run. I think that it's just like Dan Mullen. All of a sudden, he didn't become a bad coach at Florida. Yeah, what went wrong, and what are you going to do to change it? That's what you have to do. Not, I don't want any criticism, so I'm going to fire the guy. I think Pete Carroll will be back one more year.
Coach Baker Mayfield, the starting quarterback in the NFL, his comment about the fans booing, I really don't care. I don't think that comment goes well in Cleveland.
Well, I think this. I think it's the only thing it can possibly do. If you have any pride, it's like somebody hits you hard and you say, is that the best you got? I mean, you're always going to try to protect yourself. I have more respect for Baker Mayfield this year than I have in the past, Mark. He has really impressed me. He is a great competitor. He works hard. He plays hard. But he hadn't had an awful lot of help. Chubb, the outstanding running back, has been injured much of the year. And then when you look at the receivers, A.J. Green has been out. And Odell Beckham is no longer with the team. He doesn't have any big playmakers. He can't do it all by himself. The defense should be a little bit better than what they are, but I think the way Baker Mayfield has handled it, he talked about his obligations to teammates, etc. He's not going to worry about the booing and everything else. That's the fans. You know, that's just part of it. One day you're drinking the wine, the next day you're stomping the grapes. I mean, that's just how life goes.